Hey again, Social Psych. So, as promised, I wanted to tell you a story about my own experiences with the bystander effect and diffusion of responsibility. And this happened, a long time ago. It was August of 1990, and I had just finished. Oh, wow, that was 30 years ago. Oh my God. Okay, so I just realized that. I just did the math. I had just finished my first year of graduate school at Case Western Reserve University. That's where I did my graduate work. And I was actually in Boston for the American Psychological Association's convention. Some of you have gone to EPA perhaps in the past, or you might get a chance to go. And so this is like the National Psychological Convention. And like I said, it was August. I'm there in my wool skirt suit, wearing pantyhose and heels. Please don't try to imagine that. It was really not a good thing, because I had to give a talk. So I gave my talk, and I had a break for a while, and I was a graduate student. I had no money, right? Ketchup sandwiches and air pizza. That's what we lived on. So I thought, well, I'm here in Boston. I have no money, so I'm going to go for a walk because that's free. And so I took off my dork badge, right? This is their name on it, stuck in my pocket because nobody needs to know who I am. And I've got my wool suit on. I didn't have time to go change because I had something else I had to do after that. So I walked out of the convention center. I kind of looked around. I said, well, okay, let's go down here. So I'm walking along, and I see this big crowd up ahead. And I thought, oh, okay, street performer, right? That's free. So I walked up to see what was going on. And there was this crowd there. And I looked kind of over top, trying to see what was happening. And there was a kid laying there, and there was a bicycle next to him, and the bicycle was mangled, and there was a taxi cab that had apparently clearly hit the kid right there, and he's bleeding, and he's laying there, and there's this crowd of people just looking at him. Now, I'm a social psychology graduate student, right? I thought, not on my watch. So I said, has anyone called for the rescue squad? Has anyone called the police? And I swear to you, they all turned and looked at me and gave the Scooby look. Ooh? Like, what are you talking about? Like I was talking from Mars or something. So I'm looking around. Now remember, this is 1990. There are no cell phones. So I'm looking around, right? And they're biker bar, porn shop, biker bar. Yeah, I'm not going to go call over there. And there's a phone booth. I don't know if you remember what phone booths are. You put a quarter in, you can call somebody. Well, I picked up the handle, and the handset was cut. Someone had cut the wire, so I couldn't call anyone. So I'm like, what am I going to do? I'm not going to let this kid die. So I look over at the park. There's a park right there. And on the other side of the park, there's this cop, and he's on horseback, and he's writing parking tickets. Now, if you've ever been to Boston, you know parking tickets are a way of life. So I go, now let me remind you, I'm a graduate student. And let's just say grad school is not conducive to being in the best of shape or working out. You just don't have time. And it's August. My husband's over there snorting. It's August. I'm wearing my wool suit, pantyhose, and heels. So I go bucking across the park, and I run up to the cop. And now I'm trying to not throw up, right? Because I just ran further than I've run ever, right? If you see me running, I'm either running toward chocolate or away from zombies. So just so you know. So I go running up to the cop, and I'm like, sir, officer. And he goes, I'm sorry, ma'am, we're going to have to write you a ticket. I said, no, kid, ambulance, car, look. And I pointed over there, and he goes, Jesus, 1013, I need a bus on the rush. And he goes riding off on his horse, and I collapsed onto a park bench. And I'm, again, trying very hard to not throw up because, So I sat there for a little while, and then I kind of got my breath back, and then I made my way back to the hotel, and I swore that I would never leave the conference room ever again. But anyway, that's bystander intervention. Everybody else just stood there watching, and I thought, not today. And then I saw an article in the paper a couple of days later, because, read the paper, and it said that a young boy had been hit by a car on his bicycle, and that a bystander had gotten him the help that he needed. And I thought, well, that was me. So I challenge you, the next time you see somebody who needs help, it is up to all of us. And this is me being preachy. If there's one thing you take away from social psych, it's up to all of us. And you don't have to jump into the middle of the fight. You can sneak around the corner and call 911. right? You don't have to put yourself in danger, but it is really up to all of us. Okay? All right. I'll see you soon.